Hey everyone, this is David. Is everyone in a good mood? I
I
think a lot
am.
of people are in a good mood, and we're here with Sarah Farasia. Lots of people are in a good
I
mood these
am.
days, right?
I am, but I look like absolute shit. My favorite Gunkle George
What's
in
going
Stamford,
on?
Connecticut, died of a massive heart attack last Sunday, leaving his favorite place, the Metropolitan Opera. And it was full circle. My biological uncle, who he married, died probably 6 years ago. They were together like 35 years. The most fun. I mean, they were like, I grew up, they were like parents to us. A blast. And their first date was at the Met. So I thought, or it was at an opera in DC. So I thought him dying there was like perfect. But the cycles of grief when you lose a loved one. I look like crap. I cry at night. You know how that feeling you wake up in the middle of the night and you just think of them, you start crying, and then you're sniffling in bed and you get down the rabbit hole of all the good times and how you'll miss that phone call and, I know a lot of people listening know. So I look like I've been hit by a truck. Excuse the appearance. Well, Mr. Yontif, the chest hair is trimmed. I mean, he's got a sweater on that's just half unzipped. I mean, the skin is flawless. We don't even know this man's age. Living the Hollywood dream. And here I am, every wrinkle earned.
Okay, first of all, I am sorry for your loss. Second of all, no, I have look, no one should go on thinking that I live just a charmed life, as you've just described. I deal with death differently, and I'm not saying the way I deal with death is good or healthy, so I'm sorry for your loss. No, I don't. First of all, I don't cry. I haven't cried.
You and
And
my brother, I admire that so much. I always said too when I
I
had
don't
my
know if that's such a good thing to admire.
oh,
I don't know.
I do. I could cry right now. So I admire the fact. Like when I had my miscarriages, I loved coming and doing the show with you because you're one of those people that's a perfect distraction. Now, internally, you might be a mess. I don't know what's going on. You might be creating an ulcer. But for me, I always find you like a comforting blanket.
I don't even know if I'm a mess. I do hear voices in my head. I'm a Gemini, so we have voices.
Look at you.
But listen, I tend to not think of the good times or those that I've lost. Like there are people that I've lost that I really don't want to look at the picture. It's almost like because I am a Gemini, I can compartmentalize.
Oh.
So at some point when I retire and I travel the world, I will take time and I will probably mourn loss and look at the pictures. I really don't like to look at pictures of people that I've lost.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
I
your aunts, your uncles, your grandparents, your parent, like you won't look at pictures.
I have them and one day I plan to look at them, but not today.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm not saying this is good. I am not. This is no ego. I'm not sure that I deal with death appropriately, but I have had plenty of it in my life. And I just, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to feel the feelings today. Not today.
I know it's so hard. There's so many feelings. They're so overwhelming. It's like when you feel the feels. I think the worst thing I ever did was go to therapy because see, therapy like really opens you up, and then you feel all the feels, all this, and it's like you're overwhelmed with or at least I am because I'm an emotional wreck. I'm an Aquarius, and whew, baby, I feel that energy. You know.
Well, based on what you have right now going on in your life, I am sorry to hear about it, but
Let's do it for George though. He
you
loved
mentioned,
gossip.
well,
He loved gossip.
he loved gossip, and you mentioned therapy. I know you say you've had a bad experience before, but have you ever tried rula.com/velvet rope? It's RULA.com/velvet rope. The thing about Rula is therapy should be affordable, and they take most insurances, and you do it from the comfort of your own home. So I too didn't like therapy either back in the 90s or the early aughts when I had to schedule the appointment. I don't even want to get into what I paid per visit. That was ridiculous. And Rula.com/velvet rope. They might be able to help you work through this. Would you
I freaking
consider it?
love you. I swear to God, you'll like be dying of like liver disease. And on your deathbed, you'll be like, I've got to read one last, you know what? I'm so glad you're here, but I've got one last copy.
You opened the door to this one. You said you didn't want therapy. I have truly gotten DMs from people that have started with roulette. It is so, it really, it is easy and it's inexpensive and they take insurance.
Okay, well, I got
So,
one too. Do you
yes,
know what makes losing a loved one even worse is when they were terrible with their finances. So my
true.
Uncle George, you would have loved. He was the life of the party. He was so much fun. He bought us booze and alcohol. But let me tell you this, he never went to acorns.com/TSFS ever in his life. Okay.
He
His
should have.
finances are a mess.
He
When I
should
tell
have.
you, honey, the credit card collectors are knocking. We being sued, the estate. Honey, we got it all. Okay. Go start with acorns.com/TSFS. Do not leave your loved ones in this situation that I am currently in with my beloved Uncle George. You can download the Acorns app to start saving and investing for your future today. And guys, all it takes is literally like $2 a day, $5 a day. And just they'll invest it for you. You don't have to be hands on. But you need to leave your loved one something. When I tell you, they all used to joke, my gunkles, that the last check should bounce. When I tell you that it has bounced, it's it's um it's bounced in big ways, in big ways. Okay. So don't do that.
And it is Sarah's week because of that. But next week, you should still invest, and you can do it at acorns.com/velvet rope. Do it for Sarah this week. Next week, do it for me. And, again, just because I'm not talking about all the loss I've had in my life here today, it's real.
Well, hopefully the people you lose leave you a nickel and not, holding the bag, baby.
Holding the bag is never good. Well, I'm sorry for your loss. Where would you like to start today?
Oh,
Where? I mean,
there's so much good stuff.
there is.
I think there's still legs to this because people have very big feelings about the Roni finale. Bryn Whitfield doing an article, I believe, was it the New
Rolling
Yorker?
Stone.
Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you. Addressing it. The cast unfollowing. Miss Lyons says they're not even speaking to the old Bryn. What did you make of that finale? We can obviously give people a little bit of a refresher if they haven't watched yet, but very dark.
Well, now I would like to direct everyone to just a few days ago, this past Sunday, January 26th, Sunday, January 26th in the afternoon. We did a whole quick hit on Behind the Velvet Rope, all about Roni and Bryn. Um, so I will talk about it again here today, but go and listen to that show on Sunday, the
Yeah,
26th. It
tell
was
me
all about
though.
Roni. I mean, look, we're talking about Roni. Look, I think top line, I think that I don't know if I said it with you or whatever. I predicted somewhere on some show that Bryn and Ubo weren't coming back before this. I just think there's a cast change. I think Bryn definitely is done. I think this is the nail in her
You
coffin,
do?
unfortunately.
You
I
do.
do. I do. I really do. I
Now,
don't
why?
I
Because
do.
you just think that weaponizing sexual assault is just here we go again with kind of on the same level of the racist stuff, right? Like it's so dark, it's so divisive. Is that what you're thinking, or you think in general people like they're done with her? What? Why?
I do feel, yeah, I feel that, a lot of people have come out and said,